Hi, my name is Morgan and I am a neuroscience researcher. And as of last week, I think technically a YouTuber. I don't know, but I hit 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. It's incredible how many people have been subscribing to the channel now. I'm guessing my last video kind of hit the algorithm a little bit harder than I expected it to because I hit 100 last week and now it's looking like there's a real possibility that I might hit 200. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who have been subscribing. I really, truly appreciate you. And to say thank you and to do something kind of fun for hitting 100 subscribers, I wanted to make a fun video. So today I've gathered some of my colleagues, my fellow graduate students, and we are going to be reacting to grad school memes. So a few disclaimers before the video starts. One, we are grad students. This is a video about grad school, therefore we're going to be talking like grad students. So typically I try to keep my videos very PG so you can share them with anyone who's interested in science. But today I said say whatever you feel like. So I don't think that we passed a PG-13 rating. So just in case that might offend you or you might not want to watch it because of that, it's totally fine. Just skip this video, come back next Wednesday for a new one. Also, all of the memes that you're about to see were not my original content. They all came from either some subreddits or some Facebook groups that I'm in. So the subreddits are r/labrats and r/grad school memes. And the Facebook pages are high impact grad school memes and grad school memes with relatable themes. So I'll leave links to all 4 of those places in the description if you want to go check them out. Next, because this is plague times and we are scientists, respect and believe in science, we did not gather to film this video. It was all filmed via Zoom. So the audio and visual quality of this video will probably not be up to par with my other videos, and I apologize for that, but I still think it was a really fun video and really hilarious, so please stick around to watch it. Lastly, because we are all graduate students, our schedules did not really match up. We all had to be in the labs at weird times and have classes and stuff like that. So I was not able to gather everyone into one Zoom call. So the number of people in each clip is going to kind of vary because I had to film all of these separately. So before we get into the memes, I wanted everyone to introduce themselves. So I'll go first. My name is Morgan. I have a neuroscience YouTube channel. I am a first-year graduate student, and the project that I'm working on involves studying the female hormonal cycle and how that relates to motivation and dopamine and oxytocin.
Hi, I'm Mare. I'm a 5th-year neuroscience PhD student. I work in the same lab as Morgan, and I'm interested in studying dopamine's role in motivated behaviors.
My name is Vanessa. I'm a 4th-year PhD student, and I'm interested in how being bilingual affects your brain.
Hi everyone. I'm Batman. I'm a 4th-year graduate student too, and I study how to make neurons as well as immune cells from induced pluripotent stem cells that's derived from humans. Keisha.
Hi. I am a 2nd-year neuro PhD student, and I'm actually studying Alzheimer's disease in an induced pluripotent stem cell model.
Hi, my name is Brian Fowler. I am a 5th-year PhD student studying the role of the vagus nerve in taste and taste-like perception.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a 4th-year PhD student studying neuroscience, and I study the cellular mechanisms of PTSD and fear generalization.
So I thought that this one was a good one to start off with.
Wait, I have to look at my...
See what you got.
I hope there's not too much delay of delaying.
Your It's got too damn high. That's true. This is actually one of the first science or graduate school memes that I have actually seen. This one came way back.
I scrolled pretty far through some Reddit pages for these.
I love any meme about p-values, like the one of the Arthur fist where it's like p equals 0.51 or whatever.
There were so many about p-values. I think we're all extremely frustrated.
Yeah, you who do experiments for years, and finally what determines it is that small p-value. Yeah. All the sleepless nights, everything comes to that small p-value.
Okay, I'm not currently having this problem, but I am familiar with this issue. Yeah. Yeah.
I had this issue during my last rotation because I was like, oh, look at these significant results. They're like so far apart. And I was like, but it's not significant.
No, this kind of reminds me of one of those joke news sites that came out with an article saying rat number 42 fucking everything up for everybody.
That's my favorite article. My mom sent me that.
Oh, yeah, it's great. It's because you always have that one animal where you just sit there like, oh, come on.
Yeah. The last project that I did with rats was in traumatic brain injuries, and to measure like their balance, you stick them up on a balance beam, and our rats figured out that you can jump off of the balance beam and we'll catch you because we don't want you to die. And so instead of balancing, they would just jump off every single time.
Oh, yeah, that moment where the rats are like just a little too smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the weirdest thing what they'll figure out. It's like you're too dumb to figure out a 3-port taste discrimination assay, but you'll figure out how to get out of the box. Great.
I think this one also applies to
the undergrad's face.
The poor undergrad.
This is also just how I like view my rotations. Like every time any of you guys are explaining anything to me.
Yeah.
You're like,
help. Be like postdoc versus graduate student, or like PI versus postdoc.
Yeah, that's the one I was about to say. I like the one where it says a PI editing my manuscript and me who wrote it 2 a.m. yesterday night.
Yeah, my PI. That's definitely getting mad at us for writing really shitty.
Alrighty, next meme. It's moment after they give you experiments. Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Literally, I come back from break and it's like, oh, did you do this? No, but I can thaw those stem cells. It's like,
it's
like,
more like so this main experiment, it talks about all the meeting, and then before leaving, gives you like 6 more stuff to do it the same night, and the next morning you'll be like, so how did the experiment that we talked about yesterday go? I am still doing the other things that you just asked me to do.
Yeah. I had a PI before coming here who would like ask me to do an experiment. I would be like, oh yeah, but I have all of these other things I need to do first. And then literally the next day she would be like, hey, so how'd it go? I'd be like, I told you I did not have time.
Yeah.
Like it's like they don't know that we go to sleep in between like being in lab.
No, we don't sleep. We're not allowed to.
Yeah.
What I do is just do a little bit of that, take the samples and put it in the right place. I could say that, hey, I organize the samples that I'm going to use it for the experiment. So he knows that I am already starting it.
Yeah, usually I'll create a file so that he gets the Dropbox notification that like things are happening.
It's like P-hacking, but it's called PI hacking.
Yeah. That's
Batman
literally
universe,
me. That's
or
literally
Doctor.
me.
Like
That's
Dr.
literally
Freeze.
me. Oh my
I thought it fits with the not getting anything done.
Yeah, it fits perfectly.
Wait, I didn't see the next meme.
I'm laughing, but I'm also crying.
Okay, we're on a break.
We were
It's
on
also
a
like
break.
after any weekend though, I'm like, it was a break.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to explain to our master's student, like how to organize your stuff so you like actually get a weekend. But I was like, also you just sort of like ignore some things for like a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although we are on a break, it doesn't like the day we come back, we feel so much of that break guilt that we weren't like productive through the break, and we should have been more productive. The break guilt is what is funnier or messier. So
that's a good segue into the next meme.
Oh, great.
That student is immediately consumed with guilt. Yeah, definitely. You have to work and hard and to enjoy, to deserve some happiness.
Deserve. That's so sad, but it's like it's sadder because it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did see a tweet today. I saw a tweet today that was saying that like in your mind you're always like, oh, I'll like take a break once I get my PhD. I'll take a break once I like finish my post or like get a good postdoc. I'll take a break once I am established PI or whatever. And so I think we should just take breaks now and try not to feel guilty.
Exactly. Life is never gonna give you a break.
Yeah.
You just have to take it whenever you want it or you need it.
Oh no.
I've definitely been trying to take like an adequate amount, because I remember the grad student in my lab before I started school was like, your first year is the only time that you're ever gonna have free time, so make sure you like take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you think that you're free time in the first year, but you are still in class, taking classes and studying for the
Yeah.
exams and stuff. Like that's like
Yeah.
a
I hated
stressful thing too.
classes.
Although you're not into your research, you still have to get a minimum B or an
Yeah.
A in all your classes and stuff. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
actually think it's better in like your third or fourth year when all of your experiments are actually working.
Mm.
And so because things are going smoothly, then you feel like you have more time to like take breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Do experiments ever go smoothly?
They did for a while
Okay.
until you hit your
You-
fifth year and then the pressure is on
Yeah.
and everything goes wrong.
Yeah, a wise man once said, the PhD, the PhD is done only in the last 2 years. Everything
Yeah.
else you learn from, and in the last 2 years you actually do the work. So,
Yeah.
So annoying.
are you? Wow, personal attack.
Yours is supposed to be funny, Morgan.
I thought it was funny.
We weren't ready for
It's true.
crying. I thought we were laughing.
It hurts so good.
Do you have imposter syndrome or are you actually just an imposter?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
I have
boy.
it so hard, like with this YouTube channel. I'm like, yeah, I totally know what neuroscience is.
Do you or do you not? Nobody knows. So-
Right.
Oh yeah, I was actually thinking about this even a couple days ago. Like one of my close friends was talking about this imposter syndrome and everything when we were hanging out, and I was like, I never heard about it. I knew it was happening, but I didn't know the term and stuff. Like, and then suddenly it's like, wait, am I even doing good enough work to have this kind of
I'm like,
problems that researchers have, or I don't know. Like that was
Exactly.
that's why I say it's personal attack, Morgan.
I'm always like, I wonder when she's gonna realize that I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Like, when is she gonna realize?
Right?
When is she gonna actually find out that I'm
Say-
actually not?
Keisha,
have-
after publishing a paper and everything, after becoming a PA, is still thinking like, is Jenny gonna find out? Is Jenny gonna find out?
The entire time I was working on my GRFP, I was just like, yep, that's gonna figure it out right now. This is when.
I still feel
Aw.
like that. I'm like, I'm gonna write this paper and read it and be like, Mary doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I think even our PAs undergo this and think, do I ever reach my PA? Do my PAs still think that I'm not good enough for this?
Actually,
Like,
my PI said that the other day. He told me that the imposter syndrome never goes away, and I was like, cool.
Oh, that's so
Something to look forward
sad.
to.
I feel like this
That's not
forever.
comforting.
so we don't get any breaks. This never
Yeah,
gets
right,
over.
Gonna be
No,
like,
yeah.
when is my university gonna find out that I'm a fraud?
We're just stressed
When
for
you
our
work
entire
somewhere.
lives.
When is the grant company or the NIH gonna find out that I'm
Yeah.
a fraud?
Have you ever experienced imposter syndrome?
Imposter syndrome, yeah, of course. Yeah, once you start thinking about other people's imposter syndrome, then you're getting too deep into the universe. I mean, I definitely know I wasn't smart enough to get into a PhD program, let alone in neuroscience, but somehow we're here.
I kept on waiting like the entire time that I was in the lab that I'm joining. I was like waiting for my PI to figure out that I'm an idiot.
No, they know definitely. I mean, I think every PI expects every one of us to either like just just ask really stupid questions and break something at all
Yeah.
times. And if they don't, then they should.
They're just impressed by us not messing
Yeah.
everything up.
Yeah.
So speaking of our PIs thinking we're not the best.
Me weekly meeting. I need another extension.
I always
So
make
this
sure
is like-
wherever.
kind of like that.
Oh, what? I was gonna say whenever I was working on my GRP, I made sure I sent emails at like 1 a.m. being like, "Hey, I'm working on it right now,"
Yeah.
just to be like, "Look, I do it."
Yeah, you gotta like give a midweek update on it's not going that well, so that you're preparing them for the
prepared.
next meeting. Like, I'm not gonna have this ready by now. Just a heads
I
up,
just gotta tell you, it's not
Yeah.
great. It's not great.
I saw a kind of similar meme where it was like the data from your last lab meeting presentation and the data for this lab meeting's presentation, and it was that scene from The Office where Pam was like, "It's the same picture."
Same thing.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That happens to
That
me
is
all
one
the
of my
time.
favorite meme formats.
Uh,
So, how's you guys' mental health going in quarantine / the lab?
I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes.
That's funny.
I'm
It is.
cycling.
Mm.
I'm cycling
Yeah.
between just. Yeah, I just realized I keep buying plants whenever I'm sad, and now I have a lot of plants.
Shove a plant in it, yeah.
I mean, I thought I was concerned about mental health pre-COVID, okay, but now I really know what being concerned about mental health actually means. Like, wow, that was not even in full form. Now you actually know what is going down. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, like during quarantine, you have a lot of time to like just sit with yourself and
Definitely
think about like
too much time.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like I can't bear it. I can't bear to hang out with myself.
So
that's what I was actually like. I was talking to my therapist the other day about how I use the lab as like a coping mechanism, because I was like, sometimes I just need to go in and like work on something so I don't be alone with myself.
Yeah, exactly.
But now like there's less people in the lab, so you're still alone with yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I just go in and it's still alone. Yeah.
Go to the lab. There, 50% is your lab ambience, the people there,
Right?
who make you feel that you're doing a good job. And now we are on a schedule where you don't meet each other. So
this is too close to home. No. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you're like there for like 5 years, hopefully, if you're not depressed at some point, then things are going too right.
You're doing too well.
Oh man. Yeah.
I told my therapist once, it was like the second week of like being in this program. I was like, yeah, grad school is actually going really well. I don't know like what people are so stressed out about. And then like literally the next session I was like crying. I was like grad school is the worst.
Then you got the full experience. That was my first semester. Was probably my almost lowest in grad school.
My cat's attacking my hair.
Oh, cat.
Kitten.
Oh, did you hear Luna go?
Oh.
Luna
We just have all the animals in this?
What's she mad at?
I don't know. Luna, come here. She can make a guest appearance.
Yes.
Come on.
We'll make Luna famous. We don't care about anyone else.
Hi, Luna.
She jumped up by herself. That was so cute.
If she sees me here and growls at me, oh my God! I'm not even there.
She can't even hear your voice. I'm wearing AirPods.
Oh, okay.
She just saw your face. And
oh, yeah, exactly. And that's it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh my, like, that's a real thing though. Like, my advisor has so much more faith in me than I have in me.
Oh yeah. My entire GRFP, I went to my PI and I was like, hey, have you ever considered looking at oxytocin? And he was like, well, that's your project now. It's like, great. I just casually asked you a question. I think it is good though, that amount of faith. I've been under other PIs who will like just sort of tear you down a little bit. And so at least it builds you up a little bit.
That's true. That's true. Like, I'm always like, well, I only got this, and this done. And she's like, Ryan, no one has ever shown this before. I'm like, okay, I guess it is kind of something then.
Yeah. I told my PI when I did my rotation, I was like, I don't think I'm doing very much. And he was like, that's more than most rotation students do. And I was like,
yeah,
but it's not very much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's like, wait, you've got this working and it's repeatable. And wait, oh my God, that happens exactly the same way. This is wonderful. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
It's upsetting how like low the bar can be sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the
There's like there's like there's like so many like highs and lows. Like you peak like at a happiness like once you get in, and then your first year happens, and then you pass your first qualifying exam and you're like, oh nice. And then I don't know, second year is kind of like whatever, and then you pass your second qualifying exam, so that's another peak. And then like nothing ever works, and then you're just like down there for a while. And then you kind of like find a story and publish it and graduate.
Yeah.
And then yeah, there's definitely it's definitely like a sine wave being in grad school.
I think my highs and lows are like anytime I'm talking to other people in grad school or like my PI, I'm like way, way down. And then like I go and talk to people outside of science and they're like, you're getting a PhD, you're super smart. And I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah, I was talking to my friends the other day and I was just like, what am I doing with my life? And then they're like, you're getting a fucking PhD. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, sometimes, a lot of times you forget about that. Like, a small portion of society has like the highest degree possible. So,
I know my mom is a nurse, and so she has like a bunch of friends who are doctors. And she said that whenever she told them that I'm getting my PhD, they were like, people who go to grad school are like insane. Like, that's so difficult. And I was like, people who go to med school are insane.
it's a different kind of insane, but like, we're the OG doctors. So, like, we're definitely like number one.
I had a
At least
PI
that's
once who
what
referred to medical doctors as fake doctors.
Yeah, because they just like, I don't know. They don't, I don't know. We find out stuff and say how things work, and they
Yeah.
just like prescribe.
Well, and we
No.
get a doctorate. So like we're doctors.
Yeah, we're doctors of life. And they're just
We're the real brain doctors.
yeah, except we just get paid a lot less. So
that's true.
There's pros and cons.
So my experiences would go if I had any. Oh my god, Morgan, you're gonna make me go and sit down and do more work after this session, I think. Yeah, like after this happens when you want to do a poster and suddenly you don't have anything good, like you want to do this to the conference, you want to put some data in a poster, and you go tell your PA that, hey, what do you think about this? He's like, what is this? And well, this is not good. This is not good enough to put it in a poster. My old PAs are gonna be there. And if somebody's gonna scoop your project with this minimal amount of experimental data. Like, yeah, if that is a good point. Like we do have a lot of experimental results, but are they presentable results, like putting on the pedestal type of results? So that's where the real challenge comes in. Is it being like done so many times and without any p-value? Circling back to that, so do we have such a good experimental results? So yeah.
Well, no, like, and then for me specifically, since like all of our experiments are in humans, and like we can't bring in people to like do the experiments, or we're like we'll have like really hard time getting people in, and so we have all these projects ready to go and no people to participate in them.
Oh no, that's so sad. I'll
like
participate. I'm not a child though, so it's like
I know.
or bilingual.
Yeah. Yeah, finishing coursework, that's the peak, and then like you realize like there's a lot more.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'm feeling right now. I'm like, if I can just get through the coursework, and like I don't even want to think about any of the rest of it.
Yeah. No, but like, I mean, you should definitely celebrate those things, because like getting through all of that's like challenging in itself, and uh, you know, you just face the next things as you're more ready for them. Like, as you know all the coursework, now you're ready to like think of like all your experiments and whatnot, and then you know, it's it's such a long process. You need to like celebrate the little things along the way. Because if you don't, then you're just, I don't know. It's such a long portion of your life. It's going to be terrible if you don't celebrate everything. But
that was very uplifting and positive.
yeah, well, take it from someone who's been there for the last 5 years.
But you're almost done, almost out.
Yeah, I tell myself.
Onto a happier subject.
All right.
Okay, it was struggling to send.
Oh my gosh.
How sad.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I ran into the issue a lot, like working with oxytocin, that I would be like, I came up with this really like super awesome idea, and then my PI would be like, here's a paper from the 90s that did exactly what you're thinking about doing.
Yeah, that hurts more when
You're
they're
like,
already
dang
done
it, that was before I was born.
Yeah, I'm like, they scooped me already.
They scooped you before you were born. It's an ultimate
How dare
scoop.
they take my idea before I thought it?
Exactly.
Before you existed.
I know, before I existed.
And that's one case. And even this newer labs, this power labs, they have like 20 postdocs and 40 graduate students, and they just like can replicate your same experiment that you're doing there
in like a month.
With like single cell and whatever, like all the modern techniques and everything done. Nature, that's all.
Boom.
So
there was a lab at my previous university that was 2 PIs that were married, and they had like shared lab space, and they just like shared their grad students and the postdocs and all that, and they had like a ridiculous amount of funding, and so they would just put out papers like constantly. Like I swear every month they were putting something out because they just had so many people.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Relationship goals.
Exactly.
I've seen,
I don't know if I could handle that.
No, I think I want to work in my lab.
Yeah, it's very difficult to, after some time, that, okay, maybe they are meaning good stuff, but yeah.
Dude, I actually love the masks because it looks less like you're crying for some reason.
Yeah,
that's true.
You can't see like the trembling, like.
I had a Zoom meeting too, so she couldn't even tell. I could literally just cry and stare at her. She wouldn't tell.
Oh yeah. So my PA cannot do it in person. Okay, he cannot give bad comments in person. So he just writes it in the email and sends it to me. But
that makes it worse though.
Yeah, so much worse.
Like in person, he would be very nice. Okay, he cannot tell bad things to the people. He cannot fire people at all. I've never seen him even like ask a really really bad undergrad student to leave. He cannot do that. But he would send you emails at Friday on like at 9 o'clock where you're starting to have fun.
Well, he's starting to like, having his nightcap, and he's like, you know what?
Let's just let's ruin somebody else's Friday night. Okay.
Let's go ruin people's lives.
And it's even worse through email because you can't like tell their tone or anything. You just see the words and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. What do they mean? It gives you so much anxiety. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, after you've had a rough week and, the professor's like, hey, congratulations, we got that thing published. It feels very good.
Yeah. I sent my PI an email at like 3 a.m. one time, and he was like, why don't you take the rest of the week off? And I was like, thank you. I love you. He was like, you need some sleep.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when something goes wrong, usually things go wrong because science is hard. It is very rare that one of your fellows is going to do something absolutely, totally stupid. I mean, it does happen, but usually, like, science is just hard.
Yeah. It's rough sometimes though on yourself though, because I know I have like it's really easy for me to tell people like, oh yeah, sometimes things just go wrong. Like, experiments are tough. Sometimes you have a bad day. And then anytime I mess up, I'm like, nope, I'm awful. I don't deserve to be here.
My experiments don't work because I'm an idiot.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But everyone else doesn't work because like the weather, or just like sometimes rats do that. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the animals just sabotage the work.
I think they do it on purpose. Not
I don't know if they hate us, their cousins, or themselves, but they do it.
I think mice do it because they're too stupid to understand what's going on. And I think rats do it because they're so smart and fully understand what's going on.
Okay, professors. Yeah, I guess if your PI thinks or doesn't have time and thinks you should be on top of the research.
Yeah, my PI's only done that to me once, and I could tell it was very much a like, you asked the dumbest question. I don't feel like answering it right now.
Honestly, it could be a good thing though. Sometimes I feel like if I have, or if they, because your PI has like this stack of collection of important stuff in the literature. So if somehow you can get your hands on it, you know, they probably narrowed down the stuff that you don't need to know and, you know, just kept the important stuff. So really it could be a blessing, I guess.
That's true. I hate doing just like a very general literature search.
Yeah, that could take a lot of time. This is like the neurons in your head. Yeah. Or is this like
I thought this was really solid because I think it was meant to be like those my final brain cells memes, but since we're in neuroscience, like literally getting together your last neurons.
Yeah, it can be it can be a lot trying to put a story together.
Yeah, I was in the lab today and someone was like, we need 3 more brain cells, and I was like, yes we do.
like for an N or for actually like,
yeah, for like our N.
More brain cells. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I thought this was like you telling yourself like, all right, gang's all here, let's do some thinking up here.
Let's try.
Which can also be, I guess this can be used in many ways.
Yeah, I think since we're neuro people, it could be used either way.
Oh. This is my feelings after the grad school. I can't be hurt anymore.
Yeah.
5 years of training.
That's why anytime someone asks me like how I feel about grad school, I'm like, I feel
it's great.
A lot of
Lots
things.
of feelings.
Everything's fine.
Yeah. It's just the dog sitting in the burning house. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
And with that actual smile, nothing else. Like the simple smile, everything is fine.
If there is ever like an official grad school meme, it is the fire dog.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's really funny.
Yeah, so this is the encouraging thing that you can tell about graduate school. You have your cohort to help you with things, and have your back, support each other and stuff. So that's something encouraging about graduate school. So that was all of the memes that I have for today. I hope that you thought that this video was funny, that it was a fun and interesting video. If you have some science/grad school memes that you would like to see us react to, please send them to either my email at askANeuroResearcher@gmail.com or my Instagram at askANeuroscientist. If you liked this video and you want to see more content like it, please actually like the video. And so if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to the channel. That would help me out a ton. Again, thank you so much to all of the people who've been subscribing. I really, truly, deeply appreciate you. And if you would like to ask a neuroscientist any of your neuroscience questions, or if you'd like to request some different videos or different types of content that you'd like to be seeing on this channel, again, please feel free to email me at askANeuroResearcher@gmail.com or reach out to me on any of my social medias, which I'll list here. I'll also have them linked in the description. And with that, I will see you next Wednesday. Bye. Hi.
Sorry.